Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Friday Night Review. I am Scalz, back from my little 2 week hiatus, and I brought some friends with me. First, I want to welcome back Metal Mike. Thank you for taking the reins the last 2 weeks and hosting the show for me. We got the two OGs from Friday Night Review, Cam G and Jamey, and then a special guest tonight for the show, MJ Duplessis, aka Wheelz. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Awesome.
I'm fan flippin-tastic.
So, Cam, I see your little nickname underneath there. Just a bunch of pre-taped meh. Tell me how you really feel about SmackDown.
That's pretty much it. Just a bunch of pre-taped meh. I mean, there was some good things. Don't get it twisted. But I mean, the main event I didn't even watch. Just turned it. Started playing Mortal Kombat. I mean, the show just bored me. You know what I mean? I mean, I get that it's a tape show, but you know, even if I didn't know it was a tape show, it feels taped. You know, it's just the overall like flow of the show just feels off. You know, so I don't know.
The crowd was really good.
Wasn't all that for certain segments. Like they really like the loudest I've seen them get was, I mean, obviously for the Morning City Machine Guns when they popped up on screen for a brief second, and then of course, obviously for the Bloodline stuff. So they were okay for what they were.
I get what he's saying because there was a few moments where you can tell, like, obviously we knew that it was a tape show, but there were a few moments where you can tell, like, they edited it just to kind of squeeze things together. That way they didn't go too over time with things. So, especially during the Bloodline segment tonight, you could see some of the edited parts.
I don't know about, maybe it's just because of my experience with, producing pro wrestling and with, putting stuff together and editing shows. I love a good old pre-tape show. Like, because I can watch it and be like, oh, this is the cleanest, the crispest. You get all the best angles. You get the best presentation of this product that you can get. And me as a viewer, not as like oh, I want to see this live in living color. Like for me, I'm like, heck yeah, this is the best that they could give me. And I like it. Sometimes you got to have a little bit of that. Yes, I want to see stuff as it's happening. I want to see it live and living color. But for me, like, sometimes it's nice to be like, hey, this is what they can do if they were to
middle of the ring.
Yep.
All right. So, Crown Jewel takes place tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern. It'll be morning for Wheelz. There are 7 matches on the card. It can be done. Triple H can book a pay-per-view with more than 5 matches. I know he's very fixated on the 5-match card. I'm glad that he treated this card with more respect to where he did it as a 7-match card. I feel that is going to be the way that they do all of like the big 4 pay-per-views.
Did it for a show that doesn't mean a thing.
But that he's changing that perception on this show. And it all started last year with the show as well, when Kairi Sane returned. So he's treating this show, he's trying to get this show out of the conundrum it was in regards to people thinking that this is a house show, like a glorified house show. So he's trying to make things happen into it that are within kayfabe, so to speak. So let's start off with Seth versus Bronson Reed. I'm very interested to see who you guys are picking in this.
Can I?
Yeah,
I think this is gonna be the match of the night. I think this rivalry is actually exceeded the hype, and I think you're gonna have actually, I think you're gonna have Bronson Reed come out in this one. I don't think Seth's gonna win this one.
I agree with you 100%. I think Bronson needs to win more. I think it would benefit his character, it would actually cause Seth to start to go down in somewhat of a spiral. So we can get towards heel Seth at some point. So I agree with you. I think Bronson is going to be winning this match.
Yeah, I agree as well with Bronson Reed winning this match. Because with the role that he's been on right now on Monday Night Raw and the stuff that he's been doing has just been gold. And Seth has been a great person to be facing for his first like big highlighted match. Seth Rollins, win or lose, it's not going to hurt him if he loses. And if he wins, we know where he can go anyways. For Reed, it's a better situation to have him win this match with him moving forward and getting him in that spotlight more. So this is a big marquee match for him, and he should win this match. I'm going with Bronson Reed as well.
What's going on, Swagums? Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for resubbing. Appreciate it. Wheelz?
I also have Bronson Reed. He definitely, I think, his character has been phenomenal. He's been a freaking, a brick of a menace, kicking Seth's ass the last few weeks on Raw. I think it's very much needed for his character and his career for a big win against a superstar like Seth.
And Cam.
Well, Mike pretty much said it already. It's not gonna hurt Seth. I don't even think it's gonna be a spiral kind of thing. I mean, he was just world champion not long ago. I think after this feud, ultimately he starts building back to the world championship. I think his path is kind of set in stone of what's after Bronson Reed. I think we can kind of guess who he's going to go after once this is done. Bronson Reed, however, with this newfound, I don't want to say popularity, but I guess this newfound like upcoming, I guess, to making his way to the top of the card, I guess, is uncertain. We don't know what's after Seth. So, and I don't think it's going to really benefit him if he loses this, because then it's just like, okay, where do we go from there? So he definitely needs this win more than anything else. Seth will be fine, but this will definitely make or break Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
So we are all in agreement on this.
And also, Wheelz, I love that quote that you used. I want to use it tomorrow. Brick of a menace.
Yeah.
That's great. I like that. Brick of a menace.
I mean, Bronson was Bronson was on that route anyways. He just had the setbacks. And I wouldn't even call them setbacks. It's just that he had life events happen. He had a child. He got sick. For them to continue his path has been great, not only for him as a wrestler, as a star, but for us, the fans, because he's somewhat of that. He's not a fresh face, but at the same time being a fresh face in the spotlight because of what he's doing. So he realistically hasn't missed a step, even with having a kid and being out sick.
This match would have happened at Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia.
Yeah.
Had it not been for different life events that have happened. Let's move on to.
Forgot that.
You forgot about that?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the triple threat for the United States Championship. This one has Andrade facing off against Carmelo Hayes, going against the champ LA Knight.
Yeah.
Let's start backwards on this. Cam, you go first.
Triple threat, United States Championship. I'm going to LA Knight because, like I said, LA Knight, right now, he's got a brand new customized championship. With this LA Knight logo on it on the leather. So it's, for me, when I see those subtle customizations, with particular wrestlers' belt, I just think they're in for the long haul. I don't think they're going to be dropping the title anytime soon. So I'm taking LA Knight, but I don't think this hurts Carmelo Hayes and Andrade at all, because I mean that their best of 7, I think, made them, known stars on SmackDown. So we'll just have to wait and see what's next for them. But I think they move LA Knight on to something else. Maybe Escobar next, because they definitely need to do something with Escobar because they have done nothing with him thus far. So we'll see what's next. But I definitely think LA Knight's not losing the championship.
Reels?
LA Knight. Yeah, pretty much everything Cam said, especially with the customization. They're going to be putting that on the shop soon.
It's already on
not
the shop.
already.
On the
Is
shop.
it on the shop?
Yep.
I don't have the money to go on the shop, so I don't check.
You're not alone on that one. Mike.
Yeah, I'm going LA Knight as well. I mean, I know he just won the title not too long ago. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade are great competitors for this, and it puts them in a spotlight as well. And even if we get an official final match between Carmelo Hayes and Andrade, if they decide to do that, they got to put it on a bigger stage than SmackDown, because these two guys, they just go hard in the ring, which is amazing. And they put on amazing performances against each other. So
Jamey?
I'm going LA Knight.
Give me Andrade.
Reasoning? Do you have any, or are you just picking him to be different?
I'm not picking him to be different. It's a gut feeling.
Good.
No, I was gonna say I could see like Wheelz and Cam's point with the whole customization thing with the belt, like the long haul thing and everything like that. At the same time, we have seen belts get customized and superstars have short runs with them, but give us like a customized belt for fans to go out and buy, or just for that superstar to have a belt so they could put in their collection. But I'm not disagreeing with Cam and Wheelz on that. I think as well with the customized belt, it's a long haul thing. But I was going to say with that as well, we do sometimes see short-term runs.
If I may answer something in the chat from Swagums, he said the big in Bronson Reed needs to go. I think they've already done away with it because I don't think they're doing the whole big thing anymore. It's just been Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Especially on the card. Like I'm looking on the card, it just says Bronson Reed. So
Yeah, they're
I
done.
think they've already done away with that.
Yeah.
You know, like being honest, I like how I honestly see this match going is I think LA Knight retains because of Santos. Is how I see it. But me, and I'll put my prediction on it because there's no money in this. It's just my prediction. Give me Andrade. That's what I want to see.
So,
Fair enough.
in regards to the customization of the belt, the only thing that really is customized is the strap. Because the side plates are removable.
Yeah.
So they just made new side plates for the fans to buy that are different than his regular side plates. So the only real customization is the strap, which we all know how easily that can be changed. I think they're going to give this belt to Carmelo Hayes. And I think it's his time to have a title because of what he did in NXT and what he has done and shown what he can do on the main roster in not only these best of 7, but everything else he has done. So give me Carmelo Hayes.
With a match like this, with these three, whoever wins, it's going to be a good decision.
Yeah.
It is. It's a good decision either way they go with it.
Let's move to the other title match on the card tonight. The Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Wheelz, you start off on this one.
I think Bianca and Jade are going to retain.
Okay.
I think they're
Jamey?
going to...
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think them losing is gonna be, no offense to this pay-per-view, but at a bigger pay-per-view, like one of the big 4, bigger moment, I think you're gonna have them retain a little bit longer.
Jamey?
Give me Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. I think, and I said it on Friday Night Review, I think last week, I said it would be huge for them getting that catapult into their careers, and also since you've been pushing NXT it being on the CW, your third brand, you want to make it more than just developmental. You have the WWE ID now, which is a whole different conversation point now. And with them being there and winning those belts, then you could pretty much promote and push NXT further and make it more of an actual property. So,
Cam?
Unfortunately, I think it's gonna be Cargill and Belair to retain. Yeah, I'm kind of just over this tag team, really. Obviously the big money. I keep saying it. The big money feud is one of them turning on each other, and that be a match. 'Cause they've been talking about that since Cargill came in the door. So, I think that, but that's gonna be something that's probably saved for like a Rumble or Mania or SummerSlam down the line somewhere. So they're still developing or doing whatever they're trying to accomplish with Jade Cargill right now. So yeah, I definitely think they're going to retain the championships. This is not a big enough stage for them to lose the titles, I don't believe. So I think they're going to retain.
Mike?
I'm going Io and Kyrie. I mean, after tonight with Io picking up the win in the Fatal 4-Way, that's momentum. And that's one thing, and I don't know if you guys been noticing it, but I've been kind of seeing it with the new regime that if a superstar has momentum, they stick with it at times. It's not like somebody picks up momentum and then they just drop it. So I'm going with Io and Kyrie.
I'm going to piggyback off of Jamey on here. I think that Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson are winning the belts. And I think the purpose for that is because they're going to be bringing them back to NXT. And eventually you're going to have Julie and Stephanie take them off of them. And that's how you're going to get the belts on them. And then they're going to be the ones to run roughshod over the women's division, make the division important again, and be seen on all three brands. Let's move on to the grudge match between KO and Randy Orton. Mike, you can start.
I'm going Randy Orton on this one. Again, especially after tonight with us seeing Kevin Owens with the attack. I mean, we haven't seen Kevin Owens live in the arena at SmackDown in some time now. He's been sent home, suspended, because of his attack on Cody and everything. And Kevin Owens tonight tried to pick up some momentum going into tomorrow night. But Randy, after his promo last week, is just uber focused on taking care of KO. Uber focused. I'm going Orton in this one. I think he walks out of Saudi with the win.
Jamey?
I think Orton wins, and it's going to propel him next to the WWE title.
Wheelz?
I also had Orton winning.
Cam?
I think neither. I think it's gonna be a double count out. It protects both of them. Randy doesn't really need another loss. Kevin Owens, whatever direction they're going with him, he doesn't need a loss either. So I think it's gonna be a double count out.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought on that. I like that.
I do too now.
I don't think WWE is smart enough to do that, though, at a PLE.
Yeah.
If this was on SmackDown, I would say 100% that was happening. I think what's going to happen is, and I'm going the opposite of everybody here, I think KO is winning this. Just because they want to continue his out-of-control thing and putting him into that mindset. Plus, they don't know what he's going to do. His contract is coming up soon. That's already been mentioned on TV. So it's like I think they're going to do, like, is he going out of control? Like, how can we stop spiraling him and everything else? And it's going to lead into something else that happens later in tonight with him winning. So I have KO.
Do you think they're thinking about doing like a storyline, almost like a going into business for himself type of deal?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. I can see it.
So let's go with what I was saying, continuing in this. Let's go to the men's Crown Jewel Championship match. What's going on, Queen Courtney? How are we doing tonight? Thank you for stopping by. Cody versus Gunther. I'm going to lead off on this one. I think KO cost Gunther the match. Cost Cody the match, and Gunther wins. Because you're not going to have Cody pin Gunther in the middle of that ring. It would diminish everything Gunther is trying to do with that belt. So I think KO is going to come out and cost Cody the match. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I didn't think about Kevin coming out and costing Cody the match, but I could see him getting involved. I could also see Kaiser getting involved as well. So I'm going with Gunther. Honestly, I'm going with Gunther based off the distractions and interference between Kaiser and Kevin Owens. Like I said, you can bridge off that because I don't think Cody's going to be. At least I hope not. But I don't think Cody's going to be a part of this Bloodline thing going into Survivor Series. I think he's going to be off on his own thing. I think it potentially could be either him and Randy at Survivor Series or him and KO or him, Randy, and KO triple threat. But I don't think he's going to be a part of the Bloodline thing. At least I hope not. He doesn't need to be. And so yeah, that you can lead off of that going into Survivor Series. And not only that, even if the interference does not happen, I would still go. I'm still saying Gunther, just because. I mean, again, much like with Bronson Reed, Cody can take a loss here and be fine. Like, he's not going to hurt him. It's not. With Gunther, like I said, I think his run to me is still relatively young. Like, we're still waiting on what's next for him in terms of like a feud for the World Heavyweight title. So it's like I said, it's up in the air. We don't know what his next path is. Whereas Cody, it's like, okay, he's got KO, he's got Orton, he's got another Mania coming up, probably going to be Roman again. Like, his path is kind of set, pretty much. Or we can sit here and speculate where that's going to go. Gunther, we don't know yet. So Gunther definitely needs to win more here, interference or not. I'm going Gunther.
Courtney, if I may ask, what caused you to stop watching WWE? I'm just very curious about that. Wheelz or Mike?
I'll go. Go ahead, Wheelz.
Oh, I have Gunther winning. Just quick and simple. I got Gunther.
Okay, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going Gunther too. I said it the past couple weeks that with the promo work that these guys have been doing in the ring that they've been giving us, Gunther has been the strongest on the microphone. He has. It got me, and I've said this a couple times on the table spot. I said this on Friday Night Review the past couple weeks, that the one in particular promo 2 weeks ago between Gunther and Cody, I didn't look at Gunther as the secondary world champion. I just looked at Gunther as the world heavyweight champion because he was stronger with words against Cody. Gunther, and piggybacking off of what Cam said, Cody can take a loss. Having Gunther win this match means a whole lot more than Cody winning. So I'm going Gunther.
Jamey.
Yes. Cody, but by I think WWE is going to do the most WWE thing they could possibly do. I think we're going to get a Wild Goldberg appearance.
He's not going to be in Saudi. I read the report earlier.
Stranger things have happened, Cam.
He's not going to be in Saudi.
Stranger things have happened.
I thought he would have been in the match. He would have caused it last week. Or like when this past Monday when Dominic was facing Priest. I thought Goldberg would have interfered there and caused the match to have it happen. Like I figured Goldberg was going to be the opponent for with Dominic.
Gunther? Oh,
No, the opponent for Dominic, former world champion, could have came out, squashed Dominic, and that's how he got his title shot versus Gunther.
Jesus Christ! I'm glad that didn't happen.
I remember
Could you not think that's something that they would have done, though?
during the Vince era,
shock
maybe.
me.
I don't even think it would have happened during the Vince era.
Yes, it would have.
Yes, it
I
would've.
think what I just said. I think that'd be Triple H pulling a VKM right there, dude.
Yeah, we don't need that. Please, God,
I
we
would
don't need that.
I
rather
mean,
do
it
physical
is the
therapy
Saudi
than-
shows we're talking about.
I'd rather stick skewers in my eyes. Please,
What's
no.
going on, Jax? How we doing tonight?
What up, Jax? I was trying to figure out which one it was behind the channel. What up, Jax?
When he's talking about wanting to
God,
suck
I
you from the
hate
back,
you, Jax.
yeah.
Wow.
Why you don't show love back?
I'm just not seeing these things. I don't have the comments on.
Ugh. Which way do you need to position the chair?
First off,
I'm not saying anything. I have a comment. I'm not saying it.
Let's move on to the women's crown jewel matchup, which has Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. Jamie, you start.
Liv Morgan, Nia Jax. I think the winner is Tiffany Stratton.
I'm gonna go Liv Morgan on this. Tiffany Stratton gave us the hint of cashing in her Money in the Bank tonight on Liv. I think in the middle of the match she attempts to do so, but Nia tries to stop her and say, "Do it after I'm done taking care of her," thus interrupting Nia and Liv Morgan sneaking in and picking up the win. So I'm going Liv Morgan.
Cam?
This one's kind of tough. I'm gonna say Nia Jax. I guess. I think you got to keep Nia Jax strong, going because I mean, like I said, we already know she's on a collision course with Tiffany Stratton somewhere down the line. So you got to keep her strong because ultimately when Tiffany Stratton eventually does cash in, because I don't think she cashes in here, but it's just too obvious. They promoted it too much tonight, so I don't think it's just too obvious. But when she eventually does cash in on Nia Jax, the pop she's gonna get is gonna be insane. So you got to keep her strong. You got to keep her dominant. So I'm going Nia Jax.
Wheels?
I have Nia Jax, and I think
course you
we
do.
might get God. No,
You
because
had
I
to
think
know. I was waiting for that comment.
I'm picking Nia Jax because I think we're either gonna get the cash in or a match with the cash in at Survivor Series. I think they're setting up for something at Survivor Series between these two, Tiffy and Nia.
I agree with what Mike was saying, where Tiffany's going to come out, attempt to cash in. Nia is going to think it's on her. So Nia is going to get distracted, and that's how Liv is going to get the victory. And Liv is going to be your crown jewel champion and will earn the ring that they get because
Gross.
those belts stay in Saudi Arabia.
Disgusting.
Now, I saved this match for last because I know this is probably the most anticipated match on the card. The OG Bloodline versus the Temu version of Bloodline, led by Solo Sikoa.
Good will.
After tonight, I am actually very interested in this storyline with how everything developed. So, Jamie, you have the ones up.
That's my
Who are you
answer.
picking? But which ones?
The ones. They not the ones.
So the OG?
Yeah.
Any reason as to why?
Cause fuck Solo.
Courtney doesn't like the Bloodline at all. She wants them all dead.
Did he?
Wow.
That's what she said. Kill them all. Kill off the Bloodline.
It's a little harsh.
Fatality.
Wheelz.
Courtney wins.
What?
It's not
Who you want?
Oh, OG.
Cam?
That's a big ass cup. I'm just letting you know right now. Anyways,
Yes, it is.
I want it to be the OG Bloodline. I don't think it will be though. Honestly, again, you got to keep the heels. You got to keep the heels dominant in this particular storyline.
Wait, doesn't
'Cause-
Haiku have another son?
Hikuleo,
Yeah, Hikuleo. Yeah.
who's on the roster, he has just not debuted yet.
Yeah.
Oh dang! I changed my answer now.
They're changing his name though. It's Tala Tonga or something like that. Anyway, so no, I think you're gonna. They have to keep the heels, dominant in this regard, because like I said, the ultimate payoff, the ending of the storyline essentially of this feud, I would assume comes to SummerSlam when Survivor Series when they have the War Games match. So, and then I think that's when the OG Bloodline wins there, when everyone's back together there. So. Yeah, I'm gonna say Solo's Bloodline wins here. Man, I'm thinking of this some scenario where someone interferes that cost him the match. I'm thinking what happened on what was that, Raw? I think it was when Sammy was talking to Solo. I think that plays a part in some way, shape, or form. Like Sammy comes out, I don't know, tries to get involved, tries to convince Jay that this isn't his fight or something of that nature, and that's what cost the OG Bloodline this match, furthering this rift between Jay and Sammy. Like, whose side are you on? Are you on our side? Are you on my side? Or are you on their side? So,
Mike?
Yeah, I'm going new Bloodline as well. I think it's just going to be the whole simple OG Bloodline's got to get on the same page factor again, and they're not going to have it in this match. And I'm with Cam on that. I think Sammy might play some part in this after what we've seen on Raw with him talking to Solo. So I'm going Solo's Bloodline on this one.
See, I think Sammy talking to Solo is a ruse. I think Sammy was doing that just to catch favor with Solo, make him think that he's not being involved. But Sammy's going to be the difference maker in controlling Jacob Fatu. And that's what's going to allow the OG Bloodline to win. Eventually, I think when Hikuleo does show up, it's going to be because Jacob turns on Solo and goes to the OG Bloodline. Because he doesn't belong. I don't think he belongs there. All the other ones are all Tongans, Tongaloa. And if Hikuleo is coming in with a name like you mentioned, Cam, he fits more in over there than Jacob Fatu.
I mean, with that logic, I mean, Solo doesn't belong over there.
Well, he doesn't, but he's the one that's stepping away from the family, and that's why he does.
he's the
That
rogue
makes
OG Bloodline member.
He's the rogue one compared to the rest of them.
So he identifies as Tongan.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to look at it like that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, why else would he have brought those people in? That's what Jay mentioned. We were always told to stay away from them.
Yeah.
No, they were
Especially
specifically Jacob because
Stir
But
the
but
pot.
that's the whole thing. He said specifically Jacob, which makes me think that he's going to be the one to help the OG Bloodline.
Yeah.
them slightly kind of mentioning Jacob's like criminal past without saying it.
Love
is
it.
Fucking genius.
Love it.
Love it.
Which makes me wonder, how the hell is he in Saudi? How did he leave the country?
Jedi
I mean,
mind trick.
I think everything's past him though with his past.
It doesn't
Well,
matter when you have certain things on there. They stay for.
Yeah, and it might be something where it's not. I don't know what the rules are with Saudi with certain crimes.
And maybe he has like a 24-hour clearance or whatever. Like go over, do the event, come back. Maybe that's what he has as well.
He
I was gonna
used Jedi mind tricks. That's what he did.
Say WWE's done some stuff like that before. Like
Mhm.
they're
I
able
agree.
to.
Courtney, That was all an act.
Don't you talk about Jacob like that? Jacob is amazing.
When
okay?
he got hurt on that table, the whole point of that was so that he did not interact with Roman when Roman came back that night.
Yeah, that was definitely just an act.
And then
I'm
he sold
acknowledging
it
Jacob.
by wearing the boot. He never was really hurt.
I'm acknowledging Jacob as my tribal chief.
He's your tribal chief?
Yes, the man's amazing.
He holds the prayer hands way too hard. Like his hands turn purple.
He does. I swear to God, I feel like he's going to break his hands.
It's amazing.
Anything we think is going to be out of the ordinary that happens at Crown Jewel? Are we going to get any returns?
No.
I don't know who. That's the thing. Like returns. I don't know.
I think they have the sole focus on the OG Bloodline against the new Bloodline, and as far as new returns or like new superstars coming out, if they're going to do anything with that, I have a feeling it might be on like Raw or SmackDown after this event. But as far as being in Saudi, they're going to focus on the 2 new belts, number 1, and number 2, the OG Bloodline coming back together is a huge focus as well.
I wouldn't be shocked if we saw Hikoelu.
But who are we missing from the OG Bloodline?
Just Sami.
Sami Zayn.
Just Zayn.
That's it.
Paul
We're
Heyman.
missing the biggest person of all.
Oh, Paul!
Paul
Why?
Heyman.
Does the wise man show up?
I think he could.
Because he could bring them all together even stronger than they are now.
Or
maybe, but I feel like this
the
is
other
an
side.
odd. I mean, maybe, but I feel like this is an odd spot to bring him
Or
it would kind of make sense in a small sense because there's word that we're going to see him on Wednesday on NXT because of it being in the ECW arena. So it would make sense for him to show up tomorrow
before
NXT. Yeah.
The other thing that would make sense to me is if they're not going to do that, maybe they do lose, and that's how they get back on track by having Heyman come back.
Somebody's got to make a call after they lose. I would not be mad at that.
I've been saying this for a while too. Is the whole decision of Jey Uso coming back with Jimmy and Roman? Like he was telling them no at first, and I just had the thought that it would be somebody that was able to convince him. And the 2 people I had picked was either Paul Heyman or Cody. Those were the 2 people that I had picked that would have convinced him to go back and help out Jimmy and Roman.
When everybody was saying Jay was going to lose the IC belt, I said, why is he losing the belt? And no one could give me a good enough reason. I said the only way he's going to lose that belt is if Solo's bloodline costs him to lose the belt, and that's how he's getting interjected back into the story.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way that it made sense. Because he kept saying no, and now he needed a reason to go back at them. He didn't want to do it for Roman. He wanted to do it for himself and needed a reason to do so.
And his words tonight were pretty much the proverbial nail in the coffin of like, look, I made a name for myself. I took my own spotlight. I did this. I won championships. The reason why I'm doing this is because they cost me my title. Like, that's the purpose. Yeah. So it makes sense.
And then he said, we are equals. Which I thought was huge because you saw Roman's face on that.
Yeah, he was kind of it was almost like he was talking to himself in his head. Like one side was talking with the other one. Like you kind of seen a conversation going on while he was standing there.
Courtney, no one's saying that they're going to get any belts or anything. If
Just
they
for
get
that-
any of the belts,
She is anti-bloodline. Like,
I mean,
oh,
just for that,
100%
just for that
she is.
comment, give them all the belts.
okay, relax.
the only belt that they might get back would be the tag belts. I
Nah,
would love to see the Usos champs again.
I'd be down for that. I'd be
Oh,
down.
I'm not
Usos
saying
versus-
right away. I'm
just
saying
saying
that could be.
Usos versus MCMG would be a fire matchup.
It would be with MCMG winning.
Maybe we have 2 sets of belts. They can go after the Raw belts.
Oh, yeah.
Take them off the Judgment Day.
Please, God. Please.
And somebody take them off the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
Please,
somebody
Jesus
needs to
Christ.
take him off the Judgment
Freakin
Day.
could be anybody.
I mean, in reference to belts too, Courtney, I've been saying it for the past couple weeks that I think ultimately the end of this storyline ends with, Roman getting the belt back and everybody falling in line, and we have the full bloodline together again.
I don't want Roman with the belt again.
Too bad.
Yeah, I think it's.
I would rather go through
Anyhow.
physical therapy again for another year.
Wow.
I think it makes more sense to put the belt back on him.
Yep.
Cody had his run. He finished his story. Let him go do something else. But
What does that include? I don't know, but
He can even go back to Raw and go after that belt if he wanted to.
yeah,
Because
he
he's
finished
older.
his whole story with this one. Move on now.
bring Brandy to TV. Do something different.
Yes.
Anything else we want to touch on before we head on out for the night?
Nope.
No, sir.
All right. Wheelz, where can we find you?
MJ Duplessis 1992 on all my social medias. World Championship Wreckage. We will on Queen's Court and a lot of the other shows on that channel. We should be doing a live with me, the Tribal Queen Breestout and Husky Harris watching Survivor Series 1994 here soon, actually. So be on the lookout for announcements for that. And this Sunday with Maya, Mike, and Cam, Red Zone on this channel.
Yes, sir.
Jamey?
You can find me on my socials at Jimmy Rose PW. I think Twitter primarily is the way to get a hold of me. And you can find me at Diamond State Wrestling on YouTube. We do have our Diamond State of Emergency tomorrow evening with some very awesome stuff. So you could also find me Friday nights, Friday Night Review, right here on Off the Top Media.
Mike?
Yeah, Metal Mike 714 all across the socials, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Snapchat is and Twitch. Snapchat is the easiest way to get a hold of me. As far as on the networks here, next time you'll see me is Rivet City Red Zone on Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with Mr. MJ Duplessis Mike and Cam as our guest. Rivet City Radio's Twitch, Off the Top Media's YouTube channel.
Cam?
Well, you can find me right here every single Friday night with me and Scalz on Friday Night Review after Friday Night SmackDown, and then on our sister page every single Monday night with me and Metalcore Mike after Monday Night Raw with the table spot after Monday Night Raw. And then, of course, again on Wednesday, every single Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite with me, Phil Khan, and of course, Metalcore Mike once again as my producer / co-host for another episode of The Boom after AEW Dynamite. And you can find me on my socials. You can find me on TikTok at Call Me Cam G, and of course Cam's Wrestling Corner, and then on X at Cam and Cheese 317. And if that does not sizzle your bacon, you can find me on Instagram at 317 Bacon Eggs and Cam.
I am Scalz. You can find me here on All the Top Media on Friday nights for Friday Night Review with Cam and Jamey. You can find me on Tuesday nights exclusively on YouTube at Off the Top Media, where we do our NXT on Tap show. That is with me, the Ginger Ninja Jaxpo, and Phil the Future. You can also find me at Off the Top Media _ on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And make sure you like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, share it out there. I want to thank everybody for coming on out, and we'll see you all soon. Have a great evening.